Bonjour. So, back down the lake. Haven't got any rods out, I've only just sort of turned up and got everything set up. Bivvy went up first because it started absolutely hammering it down. And I didn't want to get him absolutely soaked. So, yeah, we're in the usual swim. I actually did a session last week, which I should be editing and uploading if I'm not stupid enough to delete footage like I did on my other one. And you'll see that unfortunately I didn't catch. I lost two. Not ideal. One right in front of the net, I saw it, it must have been low 20s linear, so I was gutted about that. But at the same time, at least I saw it and I know it weren't the big linear or the little lin, which is another big linear. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, then the other one, don't know what it was, absolutely belt intake, like 4 o'clock in the morning, hit a weed bed and hook pulled, which I don't normally get hook pulls, I really don't, so I don't understand how I've managed it. But there's a lot of floating weed, so it could have arced around one bed and arced around another, and it could have felt tight for me because the line was like tight in the weed bed, but it could have been loose for the fish, so it's one of them. But I'm hoping to get revenge this time around. So yeah, just getting all the rods rigged up. I've got some of these bad boys. Ooh-wee. These are the new 12mm pop-ups. Absolutely super buoyant, will hold a Ronnie or a hinge stiffy up for days. And I've never really tried 12mm pop-ups, if I'm honest. I've always just gone with what Baitworks have usually done, which has been like the 15s. Done really well, but I do know that a lot of big fish do get caught on smaller hook baits. So I'm going to have one rod on that this time. 2 rods on the usual specials. I call them the Vegetas because Dragon Ball, and on the part I've got a Vegeta sticker, so 2 on the Vegetas because they just get me bites every single time I'm here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I've got a different bait mix with me this time around. It's more autumn based, very boily orientated, but I'll show you that in a bit. I've got to pop to the car and get some more water, and it looks like there's a fish having a bit of a mooch around the side of the island, which is a good sign. So yeah, I've got to pop to the car, get some water, come back, rig the rods up, bait the rods up, get the bait out, rods out. So yeah, see you in a bit. Right, that's all the rods out. Put only about 10-11 spoms between the middle and the right rod. Left rod did about 5 to 6 because that's on its own, quite far to the left of the middle and the right rod spot. So I'm just going to relax now. A bit tired, to be honest. Stay on, so I'm going to get some food on the go. And if I'm honest, I'll probably catch up with you guys tomorrow, unless anything happens in the meantime. And then yeah, tomorrow I'll run you through the different bait approach I'm taking because it's autumn time now, and the rigs. Yeah, so we will catch up tomorrow. Boom shakalaka, lovely jubbly. You happy? You happy, boy? Yeah. Well, looks like we have one. A cracking mirror as well. Scale pattern's brilliant, to be fair. Very, very happy indeed with this one. Immaculate looking carp. Came on the hinge stiff rig, which I'll show you guys in a minute, on a new spot I found a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he's not happy at all. So yeah, let's have a look at the other side. Chill out. There we go. What a lovely carp. I'm just admiring the scales, it's lush. Got the sun right in my face. Yeah, we'll get him a
getting weighed up, getting back, sort the rod out. I've got to retie the hinge stiffer because the hook point's done. This fish was nailed right in the middle of the bottom lip, and I mean right in the middle. It was perfect. Yeah, wicked.
So yeah, good morning. We've had one, as you guys have obviously seen already. Lovely, lovely fish. And all that. A twig. Yeah, the scale pattern was incredible on it. Had it weighed, it was about 23, 24 pound. The scales weren't settling, so we'll just say 23. I'm not fussed. The weight doesn't matter when they look how that one did, to be honest. You have to excuse the audio. I've been playing around with this little thing. Because I notice sometimes when I'm holding the fish, the audio's not great, straight off the camera. So, trying a little Bluetooth Bluetooth microphone. So yeah, it's not the best audio, I've just listened through to it, but at least you can hear what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm not going to stick the rod out. Still got just 2 rods down there. Not going to stick it out, I'll show you why. The spot, let's see if I can, okay. The spot over there is slicking up a little bit, and I don't want to be casting, even though the left rod spot's nowhere near that. I don't want to be putting disturbance in the water or anything at all. Don't want to putting a rod in if I miscast and then have to do it again. So whilst that's slicking up, it's still early. It's still about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I haven't even checked. So yeah, we'll let whatever's feeding down there have a feed. We've got potential of having another bite, and then so we'll give it till 11:30, 12. Then we'll bring the rods in, stick a bit more bait out, take the pooch for a nice long stroll, rods back out, and hopefully repeat the process. Yeah, you might think I'm crazy not putting the rod back out when I've had a bite, but I've noticed on waters like this where it's quite difficult, you don't want to always stick the rod out straight away. If it's like summertime, like a couple weeks ago when I was having bites and putting the rod straight back out, yeah, that's fair enough because the fish are just mental for it. But they don't seem to have started a big autumn feed up yet, so might just be picking off one fish at a time as and when, until it's visibly obvious that they're just crawling up your rod. So yeah, I'm going to lay back down for a bit. See you guys soon. Alrighty, so this is the hinge stiff rig I'm putting out. Fairly long boom. I'm loving these tracker leads, they're wicked. They match the colour of the drop-off system as well. Leadless leader's doing well. Have to excuse the state of the bivvy, look at that down there, right mess. Yeah, a few dobs of putty. I try and roll it out, like sausage roll it out as much as I can, just like this. Just so it's a bit more streamlined and it covers a bit more space, if that makes sense, and it sits flatter. So yeah, I've got a little tungsten sinker there, but I've put a little bit of putty at the front as well, just to critically balance the bait. Lovely jubbly, nice Kamakura, proper sharp. And then one of my Vegetas, and I'll show you why I call them Vegetas. Bear with me. That's why. And I've only got one left, but I've got a fresh pot which is brewing up right now. All the flavours are mixing and congealing and doing their magic together, whatever they do. So yeah, the fresh pot will be christened soon. Right, gonna get the rest of the rods rigged up. I've stuck some bait out already, slicking up a little bit, as you can see. Yeah, lovely, lovely jubbly. See you in a bit. A little update, guys. The rod's been out of the water basically all day. I've topped the spot up with some bait. It's slicking up a little bit now. I'm pretty much only waiting for it to start getting dark, and then I'm going to put the rods back out. I find this time of year the fish are quite active in the night. During the day they're probably just trying to find the warmest part of the lake, and then during the night having a feed. It seems to be the case. Seems to be the case most of the time on most lakes when I've been fishing in the autumn. Whether it's the case here, I don't know, but I did have a bite. Well, it was early hours. It was literally just before it got light. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just waffling rubbish. Who knows? But they definitely do get a bit more active in the autumn, in the night time. So if you're sat fishing in the autumn and you want to see where the fish are or try and hear them, nighttime or darkness, or as it's getting dark, is the best time, to be fair. So yeah, I'm just going to chill a little bit longer, wait a couple of hours, top the spot up a little bit more, get the rods out, or actually I might top the spot up, take the dog for a stroll, come back, get the rods out, make dinner, and await carp number 2. Fingers crossed we have one of them big 40s. Come on, you 40. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Lovely. I'd just get excited thinking about it. Or the up front. I don't know if that's... I think that come out at 35, maybe 36. I'm not too sure. And that hasn't been out in ages. That well could be 40. Oh, buzzing. Just thinking about it. Right, see you soon. Right, the rods are all out, a bit more bait out, they've all gone down lovely, a couple of casts, sort of hit the clip a bit too high, but they're out there, so I'm happy now. It's a good tip, to be honest. Don't just hit the clip and be like, yeah, you're happy. Make sure everything's perfect, and then you've got no excuses. That's how I see it anyway. And if you don't catch, then you just got to think and make an excuse. Blame bear. But yeah. Just warming the pan up, just about to do my wagyu steak, or wagyu, wagyu. Lovely bit of ribeye, lovely bit of kit. But yeah, as soon as I've cooked and eaten, I'll show you the bait, because I did say I would show you it. There's not much left, but yeah. See you in a minute after I've stuffed my face, and I'll show you the bait. Alright, so here's the mix. There's a lot more boilies in it than what I have been using on here. There's not much left, to be honest. Loads of oil. All those little bits are the edge pellets, but there's loads of crushed Atlantic heat and Royal Marine in there. Plenty of boilies. A little bit of corn for a bit of colour. Doing the business so far. Lovely jubbly. wind's completely hacking towards me. But I do kind of feel like there's not another bite in it. Just got a feeling that it's just not going to happen. But I've had one, so I'm happy. And I think I'm going to start packing away and head home. It's only 8:30 in the morning, so it'll be a slow pack up. Then, yeah, shoot home. You can see the winds. Well, it don't look too bad, but believe me, it's a strong wind coming towards me, and I can't imagine them being on it. If I'm honest, I imagine they're tucked up in corners or parts of the lake behind the islands where the wind's not as strong. It's not the warmest of winds. It's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not a cold wind, but it's quite a cool wind. Cool wind. So yeah, that's the plan. Pack away and be happy with what we've caught, because it was a banger anyway. So sweet as a nut. I will sign off with you guys once everything's on the board. Sweating. Righto people, so thank you for watching. The support means a heck of a lot. Oh, I'm buzzing. I've caught another one, a very, very special one. Lovely looking carp. Bear, feet in the grass. Come in, dog. Yeah, lovely, lovely looking carp. So yeah, on a new spot as well. It was essentially a couple of weeks ago. I was taken out by a swan and didn't want to just leave the rod out of the water, so I pub chucked it. Got a drop and it was decent, so I investigated it the next day, and it's not a completely firm spot. You get a firm drop, but there's like a little bit of sediment on there, so it's one that, in my opinion, is new to the fish. They're slowly polishing it off and feeding it. Maybe there's like naturals in there, bloodworm or so on and so forth. And the 2 times that I fished it, I've caught now, so I'm happy with that. Bear, stop eating the grass, please. I'll make you some food when we get home. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Obviously, I've got 3 good spots in this swim now. One, obviously, well, there's 3 spots tight to the island, but it's so shallow at the minute where the water's dropped again. I'm not going to fish it. The lake should be filled up at some point, so yeah, I'll fish it once it's filled up a bit, because at the minute that even the ducks don't even have to dive to get it. It's just that shallow. And the other 2 spots are in open water, and I've struggled getting bites off of open water until now in the last session, so yeah, happy days. The only thing is, when the wind switches or the weather changes slightly, I've noticed on this lake that they really, really do react to it. They completely switch off. And the couple of times I've had bites early hours, like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, just before it gets light, the lake's been basically flat calm. So it's one thing to bear in mind when I'm here next, is really, I have been the whole time. It's just paying attention to the wind, where it's going. And once this herniated disc is sort of gone and I can move about, then I'll start visiting different areas of the lake. But until I stop catching in here, I'm just going to be lazy and fish here. Because with the weed in this lake, having good spots is few and far between. So yeah, again, thank you for watching the video. Really, really means a lot to me. And Bear, does it mean a lot? Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't seen the previous video, I'll pop a link here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is not good. This is becoming a recurring problem. The subscribe button will be here. See you guys soon.